Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. I hope your legs are filled with diamonds for this next round because we're going uphill this week. This is the Queen stage, this is round 6, and this is the Climbers Gambit. We're tackling one lap of this route for all categories. That's 27.9 kilometres, but that 27.9 k's contains 670.6 metres of elevation. There are 3 intermediate points. The first is the only chance for the sprinters to play, and after that it's the 2 climbs, the finishing with the epic KOM, and there's also the Titans Grove climb there as well. 3 power-ups this week. It's the Feather, this is the one you're looking for those climbs, the Burrito for some mutually assured destruction, and the Anvil. So I'd be praying for feathers this week. The Anvil can be far too niche to use, and the Burrito is just going to set off a chain reaction of utter devastation. Bike choice is probably going to be the Tron this week due to its versatility on the hills and the flats, although if you're only going to contest the sprint you could go full aero with something like the Venge. I don't think the course is climbing enough for a full climbing setup with things like the lightweight Mühlensteins, so they would be my 2 recommendations, either the Tron or the Venge again this week. Let's get on course and see what we've got to look forward to. So you're going to start out in the beachfront pens, and so make sure you're warmed up as well because the first sprint is on you in next to no time. You'll start fast along the boardwalk and we'll pick it up here at the end of the boardwalk at the start finish banner. We're going to start with a slight uphill and then it is on to some rolly sections of ups and downs, but nothing really to worry about. Anyone that is struggling at this stage, you may as well just get off the bike just now because this one is going to be over for you. Now when you hit about 2 kilometres to go, you're going to start at the last rise before the sprint, so if you're interested in getting these sprint points you're going to need to blast up this rise, hold the speed down the other side and over the bridge. The sprint we've all done before, and this one is starts at 2.6 kilometres, 200 metres of pan flat over the wooden bridge, and that is going to be where the first points of the day are decided, and this is fastest through the segment as well as first across the line. After the sprint you want to catch your breath on the short flat section and the cobbles, then you're going to reach some short rises and ups and down hills before you get to the first proper uphill section of the day. So after you go under this bridge you're going to get ready to put the power down and do the bottom of the Zwift KOM. We are only going up to the bypass though, so as you approach the stone cycling monuments the road picks up starting around 5.2 kilometres, fairly gradual until you get to 5.4 where it builds to about 5% and people are really going to start putting some power down. It hits its highest gradient as you go around the corner, it tops out at 10% and levels off at 5.7 k's where you take a left head through the cutting and back downhill. If you're in a group and you're so inclined you get a little bit of super tuck action here. But just be careful because it will flatten out as you go over the bridge. Don't lose the draft. We're going to take a right-hander and head out towards Titans Grove once we hit the bottom. In the interim, there's nothing much to worry about. The road sits on a false flat about 2%, 3%. Nothing to really worry about too much over these bridges. When you get into Titans Grove itself, however, you're going to find some more rolly ups and downs, and they're going to start around about 8.6 kilometres and they'll top out around 8%, but they're over pretty quickly. The downhills are pretty steep, so you should be able to get caught up. If you're not paying attention though, you're going to have to burn a match to get back on. Now the rollers continue all the way to the base of the climb itself, and they're just going to serve to burn out your legs just a little bit before you get onto the climbing section. A quick flash forward and onto the climb. This one's going to start at 12.1 kilometres and it's marked with the green light at the side of the road. Now don't pay attention too much to the distances in my on-screen video. The distances I'm giving you here are taken from an actual race, so these include the read-in. So the KOM is both fastest through and first across the line points available, 890 metres long, an average gradient of 6.6%, and the gradient starts almost immediately as you hit 5% right out the gate, and it's going to continue all the way up. This is where the first split is going to happen, and the climb ends just as you go across the top there at these rocks. So you get a good chance to recover after that, and it's all the way downhill until around 15.6 kilometres, back into the rollers, ups and downs again. Again, just pay attention as you go over these and you'll be absolutely fine. And we are going to make our way out towards the start of the epic KOM. Well, it's all flat after the rollers coming out of Titans Grove, so get something to eat, get yourself ready and get ready for the big climb. And here we are when you come across the little gravel section after the underwater tunnels. You're going to go left, go across the little wooden bridge, and then the pain and suffering starts. This is a whopper climb, 6.27 kilometers long, an average gradient of 6.3, but it is far worse than that. There's lots of sections of flats, even some short downhills which are dragging the average gradient down. Make no mistake, this one is going to hurt. So we get onto the climb at about 21.9 kilometers. You're instantly met with 10% sections right off the bat. It'll ease down to around 22.2 k's and give you a short respite before you turn the corner, and the gradient ramps right back up to 13% again. As you come up the hill, you're going to come across a small bridge. This is where it's nice flattened out to around 3%, so enjoy it while you can, because it doesn't last long. The road soon kicks up, and as soon as you turn right, it slaps you in the face with 15% peak, 9% constant, and just starting at 23.2 k's, the 9% continues until it starts to dial back around 23.7 kilometers. So just keep trying to grind up here, try and keep those legs fresh, as fresh as you can. Sit in with the group. It's too early to really attack, but it will start to break up. You can see this 9% gradient here really suffering on me. For someone at near 100 kilos, this is not going to be any fun whatsoever for me. If you're one of the lighter riders though, this one is possibly going to work in your favour. You don't get too many times in a WTRL season where being lightweight can actually help you, but this is definitely going to be one of them. So enjoy that little dip, and here we are back uphill when you hit 24 k's in the race, and it's just straight slapping you in the face again. Only 4 kilometers left to go though at this point. The road hits double figures once again and sits around 9% constant once again. Another brief respite will come when you hit around 24.7 kilometers, where the road is going to flatten shortly, just to give you some breathing space. It is worth noting, when you're trying to save your legs, that the top of this climb is actually going to end with a flat sprint of about 400 meters. So if you can save anything at all, then you'll get a chance to use it there. As you can see, we've enjoyed our little flat section. It is no rest for the wicked. We're going back up 9% constant, and we start to see some snow on the ground. The hairpin turns provide further steepening of the road as it rises up to around 15%, sharply as you go around these hairpins here and head back up the other way. And then it's on to sort of 9 to 11% after this, just continually punishing gradients. As you keep going up here, there's going to be a short amount of relief coming. Around 25.7 k's into the race, you get about 300 meters where it's going to go downhill, allow you to pick up some momentum before you slam into another wall. But just keep turning those legs over and saying whatever mantra you can, and keep watching the distance to the end of the race go down, because there is not long left now. Here is the downhill. Grab as much speed as you can, because when you come out of it, you are straight into 11%, and that's going to hit you around 26 kilometers on the race screen. There is just about 2 kilometers to go in this. You're almost there. The gradient does dial down ever so slightly into, if you can call it manageable, 7%, but they never last for long. As you approach the chalet though, there's going to be a short flat section. This is about 26.7. Catch your breath quickly, because once the road swings left, you are back on the up and up, and it's 9% plus gradients once again. If you're someone that's helped by landmarks, when you go under this cable car, you are into the final 1,000 meters, so give it everything you've got. You are almost done. And know that when you go up here, you're going to tilt slightly to the right, then to the left, and things are going to straighten back up again. And after you get up here, the road is going to flatten out at around 27.7 kilometers on the race screen, and then it is a sprint 400 meters, and you're going to go past the entrance to the radio tower. Thank goodness we are not going up there. And once you go past that, you will see the arch in the distance, and you will know that it's almost done. So give it everything you've got, bring it home, hit the power, and push to the arch. And with that, this one is all over. So let's have a look at where this route is going to tear everyone apart. Obviously the start's going to be hard and fast, so I imagine we'll lose a few stragglers there. Then the first climb of the day is probably not going to cause too many issues over at Titans Grove. If you can hang to the start, you can probably hang on the shallower gradients of Titans Grove. But I imagine some people will try and push there, and just to see what happens. Then obviously the main climb itself is going to tear the legs off absolutely everybody. Little steps in it, so it's going to be one for the people with a good 20 to 30 minute constant power. But that's really the places this one's going to break up. I expect the sections in the middle to be quite chill. After this, we're back with Richmond next week for the team time trial. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.